Hello. We finally did it. We finally made it here. It's about time I made this podcast. I've been wanting to do this for a long time. I've been doing a lot of research, writing a lot of notes, doing a lot of personal reflection on what I want this podcast to be about. Uh, I think it's going to be about a little bit of everything. It's what I finally decided. I can't just focus on one topic. I love too many things. I'm passionate about too many things. And I think this is going to be a really good outlet for me. I hope it helps a lot of people. I hope it helps me just as much as it helps you guys. And I hope we can just connect on some things. So the first thing I want to talk about is I will be doing a bunch of episodes with my fiance, my baby mama. I'm about to be a dad. We got a beautiful baby girl on the way. And I just want to kind of talk about that adventure through life. I feel like that would be a lot of help to some people that need to hear some things. Or if I give one little advice, one little tip, one little story or experience, can make somebody's day a little better. Make them laugh, make them smile, make them really reflect on what's going on in their lives and how other people can relate to other people. It's a super, super important thing that we humans can do, communicate. Like, I think another topic I want to cover a lot of is my journey to learning and spirituality and kind of being comfortable with myself. I would like to talk about a couple topics that I experienced through therapy, experienced through studying and spirituality, and just trying to figure out who I am. I wear this shirt a lot. You are enough. I have it tattooed right here as well. You are enough. It's a super important thing, right? So mental health, is clearly, clearly an important topic. It's the one of the most prevalent things in life right now. More and more every day it's talked about. Men, women, everybody, young parents, being a kid. I'm a lot of those. So it's gonna be a good experience. I got a lot to talk about that in that field. For a living, I teach tennis full time. I think sports and discipline are an incredible thing to introduce into people's lives. If you find the right thing for you and you just get hooked on it, you get addicted. You just want to work hard at that thing all the time. That can be a great thing for you. I was like that with tennis growing up. I have friends that do that with other sports, martial arts, even certain academic things, certain majors, anything you're passionate about. If you follow that, that's great. It's good for you. It's a healthy life. This is the dream we all hope to achieve one day, is to live life where we do what we love, not just live the life, paycheck to paycheck. Got to make more money this year than last year. To some degree, that's all good, but we as humans we're more than that. We're spiritual beings. We're in touch with the earth. We should be. We're in touch with the earth around us, and the people around us. So I'll definitely be talking about tennis a lot. I'm going to do my best to learn how to not say all the time. My goal is to do these without editing them. Maybe trim a few things out here and there, or when I have guests on here, go from camera back and forth. But I'd like it to be raw. I'd like it to be real and straightforward, And if I have episodes in the beginning where I'm by the time I do this for a month, a year, 10 years, whatever it is, you'll see how much I've grown. I'll see how much I've grown, and that's going to help build confidence in me that, I'm looking forward through this right there. Perfect example. Um, what else? Oh, a wonderful series that I am trying to start is, local beer reviews and large company beer reviews too, but really focusing on the microbreweries and just the good parts of having a nice beer, sitting down. I got one right here. I'm going to crack it here in a minute, but just wanted to stay on track for the first few minutes of this, at the very least. 4 minutes in, I'm going to keep an eye on that timer, make sure I don't make these episodes too long. I would like everything to be at least 15, 20 minutes, have a couple episodes depending on what they're about. Of course, of an hour. I don't want to take up too much time, but if you got that car ride, you got the commute, you're sitting on the bike or the treadmill, whatever, you need something to listen to, hopefully I can be that guy. That's what I've been doing a lot of recently, and I've really found so much interest in the setup itself and how important podcasts could be, and how they're an advocate of free speech. I think that's what it is. That's the most beautiful thing about it to me, because I have an opinion, you have an opinion, and that's whatever. We all have different experiences as well. But if you are someone who supports truth and free speech and just freedom, that's really cool. And those are things I support. So a podcast is my final form, if you will, of social media content. I went from YouTube as a little kid. I've been streaming on Twitch for a couple years now, and I love it. I'll still do it here and there for fun. But this is the most important. Yeah, this is the most meaningful social media and like content creation experience I think I could ever have. And maybe not. Maybe there'll be more to it. I'll find out in the future. But this is where I want to go for now. This is the path I want to follow. And sorry, I keep looking at my camera over here. Got the camera's over here. So sorry. So I will be uploading this on YouTube and Spotify. So if you're listening, you're probably not going to see me looking at my camera and struggling to figure out what I'm doing. But if you watch it on YouTube, you'll be able to. So it'll be available on both once I figure that out. My goal is to, improve my setup a little bit, record a few episodes before I get too deep into it. I would like to have like 6 to 10 recorded before I start uploading so that I can do it kind of regularly and make them as they're being uploaded. Hopefully by the end of June, I get like 10. I've been trying to start this for a few months. In the process of moving, just got here to my apartment, finally got my computer here. And I had to downgrade my setup a little bit. Down 2 monitors, great computer that I built myself, helped my friends, and down a desk. But I got a good mic and I got Bluetooth headphones that I actually just realized that I don't even really need to be wearing. All they're actually doing is deafening my hearing. But yeah, that's that. I don't need to wear the headphones. So good, noted. But my goal soon is to have like a more portable setup. So my audio mixer, 2 XLR mics, 2 webcams. And, if I have to use my laptop on the go, I will. And, really experience a lot in life and kind of document it and try and help teach other people and, have record of what I've learned myself. Like I said, I got a baby girl on the way, and I think memories are important. Our parents, our grandparents all, photographs and other like memories and relics. And I thought this is going to be a really good way for, our generation to do that. Yeah, there's that. That was a good 7 minutes. I'm going to sit here and talk or like breathe before I talk again, because I can tell I'm going to start stumbling on my words, getting all nervous and everything. Because this is a lot different than streaming. Streaming, I can just do my thing, sit there, mouth breathe, look at the computer. And it's so much more important that I want to make sure everything I say is well thought, well constructed. Yeah. That's what I need to do. Instead of saying like or I need to breathe. Just take that breath. Breathing is so important. It's like, take a second, be reminded of my space, where I am, what I'm doing, and then just get right back to it. My setup. Cool. Built this computer, helped my friends, like I said. Got a 3080 Ti, 64 gigs of RAM, some good stuff. And my monitors are great. I use OBS right now to record. And I've been doing a bunch of research, like I said earlier, the past couple of weeks on equipment, softwares, and programs that I would need to make this possible. So, in the beginning, hopefully through the summer, it's going to be a bit of a learning curve. And then come fall, when baby's around, I can do this full time. Not full time, I'll still have my job and still have a child to raise, but this would be my hobby. This is what I would love to do in the free time. One of the big advantages of this podcast, I feel like it's a lot easier to edit. Like you do Twitch or you do YouTube, like montages, whatever. This can be raw, and that's why I like it so much. It can be just me. I can just be myself and talk, and if I stutter on my words, whatever, you guys, most of you probably know who I am if you're watching this. And breathe or take a sip of beer. Same thing. Sorry, guys. And I hope you guys enjoy going on this journey with me. This is going to be a really good time. Really excited for the beer review podcast. I've got a couple friends that work at microbreweries. I've got a few friends that love beer. I know quite a bit about beer myself, just for a avid drinker, avid fanatic of it, as opposed to somebody who works in the beer industry. But yeah, so I haven't worked in the industry or anything, but I would like to bartend. We're talking about future plans. That's definitely something that's possible for me. The culture of being around people, just talking and enjoying the same thing. That's a beautiful thing in life. That's why the beer reviews would be so cool. And a lot of my friends don't like beer. So if I can help them find a beer they like the Juicy Monkey Hazy IPA, it tastes more like juice than it does beer. 9.5%. So you probably only need one. And just introduce people to new likings, to enjoy the same thing and do the same thing, and just like relate over those things. That's pretty cool. I was just on Discord, a bunch of my friends. We always catch up once in a while, play some games, and then go about our days. It's a beautiful thing in life. Human connection is very, very, especially now that I've realized like where my future is headed. with a daughter on the way and everything. Connections, everything. I want to be the best dad I can be in the world, and got a lot to learn. If you can learn with me, that'd be cool. That's a really beautiful thing in life with technology and communication these days. That's just awesome. That's an awesome thing. God, I love this beer. It's one of the best I've had in a long time. I do little beer reviews on my Snapchat, just for like my close friends, and they all love it. It kind of motivated me to do this a little more. But this is the highest rated beer I have I've talked about so far. I've tried on camera so far. It's incredible. I can see myself getting a little sick of it if I drink it too much, but teach their own. Well, 11 minutes. Is that a long enough introduction episode? I'm trying to think of something else to talk about. I think I killed it those first 7 minutes. How do you think about that? It's pretty self-positive. That's a good reflection. I think I talked pretty fluidly, kind of got my whole points out. Now I could just sit here and talk forever. Now I feel a little more comfortable already as is, just being on this camera, being on the mic, knowing that everything's working and doing well. And I can't wait to start doing this with people. This is going to be a great experience with people. I love, I guess I could talk about some of the podcasts I like. That would actually be, I feel like that would be really important. It's like some of my motivation behind this, where I've learned a lot. Just like also had a good time from. Not all my podcasts are like informational and educational, and that's not all this will be either. There's a lot of aspects in life that I love. I love stand-up comedy, and I love like movies, and I love gaming, sports, beer. I love being a dad. I love my wifey. I love everything in life right now. I couldn't be any happier. I love my new apartment, by the way. I'm a little bit jammed in this corner in the living room. That's okay. It'll just motivate me to do this and work hard. So when I get that house, I can have my full setup. When I finally make the move to move my family into a home, get our own property, our own land, I can have my own space for this. And when I get there, and if I continue doing this, I'm going to get there and I'm going to know what I've earned it. It's going to feel so good. I worked so hard for it. I will have earned it. And I'm going to be sitting here in front of the camera. Hopefully it's a better setup than this, but it's all going to be worth it then. So I might chop this episode up a little bit here, just because it is the introduction, and I don't have a script or anything. I don't have any anything but myself. I just want to talk about my own thing, just do me, and just introduce myself. Get ready for this podcast. It's going to be a great, great experience. I know I've said it 100 times, and I'm really looking forward to hearing some feedback and seeing how else it could help people. I have maybe 12, I should say 10 to 12 episodes pretty much written up, taken notes for, and done the research. Just a matter of setting them up, finding the time to sit down with somebody or by myself in front of this camera with my microphone and just do my thing, be myself. That's the most exciting part about it, is that all I really got to do is be myself. I don't have to, I don't have to entertain. I don't have to please. I can just do what I like on here and just see if anybody else likes it. I mean, I know there's got to be somebody out there, at least one person who likes beer, sports, like being a dad or being a parent, all these things. It's obvious. It will be worth it if it helps one person, is the best way I can put it. I guess I could talk about, maybe I should talk about a couple of the episodes I have in mind. Maybe that would be a good introduction, really give you a reason to stick around. So in terms of beer reviews, I have this is where I'll start, 'cause this is what I'm most excited about. Like a victory episode, a couple victory episodes. I know people that brew there. I know people that bartend there. I would like to do just a monkey episode. If you don't know, they have multiple beers that are like monkey themed. Like, here you go, I'll show you. The Juicy Monkey. They have Golden Sour, Berry, Mary, Weedy. I think that's all of them. Yeah. Apparently they have a tart one. It's out of season. Maybe it's just not, they don't make it anymore. Anyway, whatever. So that's one of them. You know, I want to do one on Dogfish Head. It's a local beer in my area. You know, if you know familiar with Delaware beaches, that's where it's from. Um, Another one is Voodoo Ranger. It's a section of beers that I like. There's a bigger company that I can't quite think of the name right now. But that's one. Also want to do Kona Brewing Company, because we're thinking about moving out there to Hawaii, to Kona Island. I would work there. That's where I would bartend in a heartbeat. Even working, just like making beer, packing beer up, I would do it. I don't even care. I would love that. A couple other episodes I have planned is I have a few mentors in my life that I talk to about like spirituality, astrology, any like therapy. Like I took dialectal behavior therapy. I did talk space for 5 years, about 5 years. So, I gotta learn to mute my phone. That's unbelievable. I'm a fucking heathen. I apologize. Sports, sports, that's an easy one, but specifically tennis, and maybe even just being a coach, talking about what it's like to teach youth or teach adults or share your knowledge with others. I feel like that would be super important topics for me to touch on. 17 minutes. I did 17 minutes. If this is chopped up, I'm sorry if I'm confusing you, talking about the timestamps that I'm doing. But I talked for that long, just as an introduction, and I'm happy with that. This is going to be a great experience. We get to chop it up right now, get editing, maybe try to find an AI software for me to do that. Oh, that's another thing I'm going to talk about. Tech and AI. I've got a few friends, clearly, build a computer. So that's going to be a good one too. It's going to be a really good one. Well, it's time for me to stop recording. Make sure this all doesn't sound ridiculous and I'm not like super self-conscious, but I think I did a great job. So I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. This was a lot of fun. Thank you for tuning in to Speak Up Sal, and see you next time.